Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. If you tuned into our women's varsity game between the Ballard Bombers and the Bondurant-Farrar Blue Jays to another game in our doubleheader, latter half of the doubleheader, the men's varsity matchup between the Ballard Bombers and the Bondurant-Farrar Blue Jays. I'm Brock Bierman, the play-by-play commentator, alongside my broadcast colleague, as always, Mr. Chase Winterboard.
Yeah, thank you, Brock. Like I mentioned, earlier, second game of the year, and I feel like we're starting to get the groove of things, you can say. I know you're still mispronouncing names, and
yeah, we don't want to talk about that.
I just love giving you crap, but no, yeah, it's good to be back here. And like I mentioned, a little weekday hoops, can't complain about that.
Bombers win the tip. Starters tonight for the Bombers: Miles Mudd, Mason Gorsh, Jude Gibson, Nolan Cogdale, and Austin Schoen. Schoen with the ball. He drives in, and he is swatted by Jackson Freed. Blue Jays now in transition. Right corner is Collison. He kicks it out. Three-point corner shot, no good. Battle for the rebound. White comes up with it for the Blue Jays. Resets the shot clock. Gibson defending. Falsgraf. Blue Jays coming off of a win against Winterset to open their season 1-0. Bombers also coming off of a win against ADM as the Bombers get a steal and a travel call, so will remain Bondurant-Farrar Blue Jays ball. But as I was saying, the Bombers defeated the ADM Tigers to open their season up 1-0 and 1-0 in conference play as well, led by the freshman Jude Gibson, who hit the game-winning layup after him and Nolan Cogdale were able to strip the ball loose and get a steal.
Yeah, that was our first fun game to call, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. You couldn't ask for a better first game.
No, you really could not. But yeah, no, looking forward here to Jude's second game, I mean, so far, I've been really impressed with him on the defensive end as Bondurant gets layup there. But, it just seems like he knows just how to, get the ball out of other people's hands, just he's crafty with his hands, I would say. So, be interesting to see here what he can do the rest of the night.
Gibson for three, hits it to open up the game. Jude Gibson, who was only 1 for 5 from the three-point line last game.
I was just going to mention that too, Brock, because I knew teams were going to sag off him, and I knew that he could make that shot. So I'm looking forward to seeing his jumper evolve as well, because I know that he can definitely make that shot. So, yeah, no, he's going to be a fun one to watch again tonight.
Everett White hits that layup for the Blue Jays. Gorsh with the ball for the Bombers. He takes it in. Tough shot, no good. Rebound by Mudd. Mudd puts it up and in. The sophomore guard, 6'2" for the Bombers, able to grab that offensive rebound and put it up and in.
Yeah, I think my favorite thing about Miles is, his walkout and, with the little baseball thing. I know you got a crack out of that, Brock. Huge baseball guy he is, but, making an impact here so far really on the floor for the Bombers.
Cogdale with the rebound. Bombers in transition. Jude, left corner, drives. Kicks out. Miles Mudd for a three. Hits it. What a pass from Jude Gibson to get it to Mudd for the open three.
I was going to mention this as well. I had this circled, but it just seems like Mudd takes a lot of shots, like high percentage shots, that makes sense. Looking at his stats last game, he was only 2 for 3, but 1 for 1 from 3, and 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Didn't really shoot the ball a whole lot. But I feel like when he does, they're very high percentage shots. And also credit to Gibson. Great drive for them. Great drive by him, not settling and getting his teammate wide open three.
Bombers with the ball in lead, 8-4 here early in the first quarter. Gorsh's shot, no good, but a foul called, so he will go to the line. Looks like that will be on number 4, Colby Collison, the senior forward for Bondurant-Farrar.
Yeah, we've talked about, Gibson a lot early here, but I think, Gorsh is another name to look at as well. He finished with 12 points last game against ADM, and I thought he had a pretty solid game as well. Obviously didn't really, get a whole lot of credit there, obviously with Gibson's game, but I think Gorsh is a huge part of this team as well, and if you can get Collison in foul trouble here early, that might be something to keep an eye on. So I would like to see Gorsh keep continuing to attack the basket.
Gorsh goes 0 for 2 on that trip from the line. Gorsh really the only player that has a lot of varsity experience, starting most of the games except for one last season for the Bombers. And out of the rest of the roster, nobody has played over 10 games. So really young team when it comes to varsity experience, but the senior and Gorsh will be a lot of help with helping his teammates get used to playing varsity basketball. Gibson with the ball. He gets double teamed, and the ball is stripped and stolen away. Freed with the steal, other end. He puts up the shot, able to get it over Owen Greco. Great take, great steal from Jackson Freed. Greco with the ball. He gives it over to Gorsh, top of the perimeter. Now Gibson on the left side. Lost the ball for a second, able to recover. Fires a three. It is good. Jude Gibson, 2 for 2 tonight from behind the arc.
You know, I wish I could say I'm surprised, Brock, but I definitely cannot. If you are unfamiliar with this game, he definitely can light it up from 3 as well. But I've been really impressed here, though, with Bondurant on that offensive glass. You know, I had, as they get a little layup there, but, you know, I had this kind of written down for the game. I think the Bombers need to really keep him off the glass. You know, I've been pretty impressed, you know, with Bondurant's length so far here this game, so I think that's going to be something to watch out for.
Gorsh's 3 is no good. Rebound by Collison. He gives it up quickly to Falsgraf. Shot fake, layup is good. Just like that, Bondurant takes the lead.
Yeah, and you know, credit to Bondurant too for not settling. I mean, they've had a lot of points so far here. It just feels like in the paint. So credit to them, you know, playing their strength, you know, playing down low and not settling so far here early.
Cogdill double teamed, ball is loose, foul called. So Bombers will take it underneath the bucket. So it looks like it'll be on Reed Falsgraf. His first, team's second. Austin Schoen checks in for Mason Gorsh. Other Bombers on the court, Owen Greco, Nolan Cogdill, Jude Gibson, and Miles Mudd. Gibson with the ball on the right side. 3:15 left in the first quarter. Mudd gives it over to Schoen, top of the perimeter. 25 seconds left on the shot clock. Mudd down low, Schoen, reverse layup, no good. Tough layup for Schoen, trying to get it over the 6'6" Jackson Freed for Bondurant-Farrar. On the other end, 3-corner from number 32, Tanner Berggren is no good. Loose ball, still loose. Cogdill comes up with it for the Bombers. Greco dribbles it out. Bombers will reset here.
You know, I was going to mention as well, Brock, Tanner Berggren, he didn't, I mean, I don't think he played all last year. In this first game, he had 15 points and 3 rebounds, so he was definitely a spark off the bench for Bondurant that first game.
Blue Jays in transition. Collison's shot is good. Count it, and the foul. Owen Greco tried to swipe the ball away, but he gets called for the foul, so Colby Collison will go to the line.
You know, that situation, I have to bring up Coach Neeson, of course. You know, when you're Owen in that situation, you know, on a fast break, the one thing you can't do is just have a ticky-tack foul there. I mean, if you're going to make a foul, you know, foul him hard and make sure that he earns it from the line. And, you know, that's just something the Bombers can't have there. And, you know, credit to Bondurant, they've really gotten out in transition here early and really have gotten a lot of easy baskets.
Collison, the senior for the Blue Jays, had 23 points last game, makes that free throw. Averaged 18 points last season for the Blue Jays, so he's going to be the definitely the X factor to this Blue Jay offense. Gibson with the ball, he takes it in, draws the foul, hits it, and one. Took a tough fall, but Jude Gibson, the freshman, able to get it to go, and will go to the line looking to convert an old-fashioned three-point play.
Yeah, that is funny because I sure as heck know where Coach Church got that set from. Former Iowa State coach Steve Prohm. That set looks so familiar. You know, just have a clear out and then have your point guard just follow him right behind. And, you know, it worked perfectly there. I mean, it's a great play, you know. I mean, once you get the clear out, there's no help side defense at all. So, I mean, this is just bread and butter for Jude Gibson, you know, getting to the rack and doing what he does best.
Gibson to the line. One free throw here. Off the front of the rim, no good. And the rebound to Everett White.
First miss from the free throw line this season for Jude.
Had some huge clutch free throws late in the ADM game last week. Unable to get one to go there. And White's three for the Blue Jays, no good. Rebound by Gibson. Cogdale did sub out last dead ball, and big Rouse energy, Eli Rouse checks in.
Yes, sir, Brock.
Greco's three, no good. Rebound by number 15, White. Blue Jays with the ball and the 2-point lead. Collison guarded by Gorsh. That's going to be the key matchup tonight. And the bad pass from Berggren. I think that's how you pronounce it. Ball goes out of bounds, Bombers ball. I'll be corrected at some point.
Yeah, you will.
I know that's wrong.
You've been better so far this game.
Oh, yeah.
I'll give you that.
Gibson with the ball. 1:18 left in the first quarter. Bombers trail 13-15. They have a chance to tie or take a lead with a bucket here. Gorsh finds Schoen. Schoen picks up his dribble. Back to Gorsh. Gorsh drives in. Has the lane. Left-handed finish is good. Ties the game at 15.
Yeah, I love what I'm seeing here from Gorsh early. You know, we all know he has the ability to really shoot the ball, but I've been really impressed with him getting to the rack here early, especially on a great player like Collison.
Blue Jays looking to retake the lead. 45 seconds left. Collison takes it in on two, draws the foul, almost gets it to go, but he will go to the line for two. The foul will be on Owen Greco. That's his second already. Only the second team foul, so he has all the fouls for the Bombers. He will probably go to the bench here. As Collison is back to the line. Free throw is good. 71% free throw shooter last season. Went 4 or 5 last time out against Winterset. So definitely a consistent free throw shooter. Able to get a bunch of points from the charity stripe. That second one goes. Definitely wasn't trying to jinx him there. Bombers are now down by 2.
Sounds like something I would do. I still have not seen Kid Miller miss a free throw to this day.
Love it. Bombers with the ball here. 30 seconds left. 22 on the shot clock. Schoen fires a 3. No good. Rebound by Gorsh. He saves it to Mudd. Great find from Mudd to Rouse. The layup just doesn't fall. 18 seconds left. Blue Jays in transition. That shot is good. Count it and 1. Cole Miller. I'm not sure who fouled. It might be Jude Gibson. Gibson gets called for that foul. His first, team's third. Thought they may have gotten Gorsh on it, but Jude gets, I guess, credited with the call.
Yeah, you know, and that's just a very quick 4-point swing there for the Bombers. I mean, you had a pretty much a gimme in front of the rim there for Rouse and just couldn't finish. And next thing you know, Bondurant's flying down the other end of the court and got themselves an and 1 and possibly could be a 5-point swing.
Free throw, no good. Tipped, rebound, White. Collison fires a 3, no good. Huge rebound from Gorsh. Bombers now have 5 seconds. Greco takes it in, fights his way to the hoop. Shot is no good. Took around, Collison comes up with it, and that will do it for the first quarter of play. And we're going to have a physical battle here tonight between the Bombers and the Blue Jays. 15-19 is the score heading into the second quarter of play.
Yeah, I mean, been really, you know, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but I'm really excited to watch the tempo of this game. You know, I mean, kind of compared to the Bombers' last game, you know, I feel like this game might have a little bit more tempo, just in my opinion. And I don't know, Bondurant likes to get out and run, and the Bombers, I mean, they've been trying to match it as well. But I think a huge thing, you know, for the Bombers this second quarter is to really limit Bondurant in transition. I feel like Bondurant had a lot of success there in the first quarter, you know, getting out in transition, trying to get easy buckets, you know, had a couple and 1. So I think the Bombers, you know, really need to get back on defense, you know, especially off of missed shots, and, you know, just beat them to the rim and also put a body on someone.
Last season, these two teams split the season series, which, I mean, is always another similar situation to the women's side of this series. The Bombers have won 9 out of the last 10 games against Bondurant-Farrar, but yet it seems like these games are always pretty close.
Yeah,
and I mean, you've played against Bondurant. It seems like these games are always competitive, really close, and fun to watch.
Yeah, no, they definitely are. I mean, I feel like that's another misleading stat as well, but something I had no aware about. So credit to you, Brock. Good research.
Blue Jays start with the ball here in the second quarter of play. They lead 19-15 against the Bombers. Carlson guarded by Mudd. Kicks it down low. White, shot no good, but a foul called. He will go to the line. Eli Rouse, the one who fouled him there. His first, team's fourth.
Yeah, you know, and if you're Rouse there, you just can't be getting beat to that spot. You know, you already got to be sitting right there in position, you know, not following your guy to, you know, where he's going. So I feel like for this Bombers defense, you know, they really got to pay attention, you know, to being, or, you know, being, I can't talk now, but being at the spot, you know, where Bondurant wants to go. Because, I mean, you just cannot be following a guy like that in that situation. And, you know, credit to Bondurant getting the free throw line. Bombers
go 1 for 2 on that trip. Schoen with the ball. Bondurant went 1 for 2 on that trip. Schoen takes to the hoop, gets fouled, and he will go to the line for one more. I think I said Bombers on the first drive.
Yeah, now I'm starting to struggle talking. I feel like you. But no, I mean, I just feel like another Austin Schoen play, you know, that we saw from that first game. You know, a really gritty player. I think that was his first point so far tonight. So he finally gets on the board, but, you know, just a really gritty player, like I mentioned. You know, we saw a lot of that in the first game. You know, I mean, looking at his stat line, you know, 6 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals. I feel like we're just going to see a lot of that throughout the year. And, you know, good for him now getting the line and just can't convert.
Misses the free throw. Travel called off the rebound. So it will be Bombers ball. I didn't see the travel, but I think the Blue Jays are actually more concerned about a foul not being called off of that rebound.
Yeah, we need a replay, Brock.
Schoen with the ball. He's double teamed, kicks it out to Cogdill, who hasn't put up a shot yet. He moves his pivot foot, so that will be a travel call. Trying to get a little ahead of himself. Results in that turnover.
Yeah, just like nothing happened.
Blue Jays with the ball now. Freed with it over to the left corner. Reed takes it in, kicks it out. Dodson guarded by Jude Gibson. Over to White, kick out Collison. Collison is guarded, gives it up, back to Collison, double team. Now Gorsh is on him. 7 seconds on the shot clock. And a travel. So 3 straight possessions with a travel here.
Yeah. I mean, like I mentioned, I was really impressed, you know, and enjoyed the tempo of the first quarter. And now, of course, I jinxed it, and it's kind of came to a halt here. So see if we can get things going here again.
Everybody's trying to move too quickly, causing a bunch of turnovers.
Yeah.
Gibson fakes, takes it in, kick out, Schoen. Schoen fires a long 2, gets it to go. Bombers now only trail by 1.
Yeah, big time shot there by Austin, you know. I mean, personally, I'd rather just see him shoot a 3 there, but hey, I mean, basket's a basket.
Bombers with the steal and an easy layup for the freshman Gibson. I think that it was a little interesting pass from Mudd, kind of slowed down that fast break for Gibson, but either way, easy 2 for the Bombers. Blue Jays looking to respond here. That layup is no good from Freed, but Cogdill hacked him, and he will go to the line. That's his first. Fouls are now starting to pile up for both teams.
Yeah, you know, and I'll be the first to say I was never the guy to take charges, Brock, but I feel like in that situation, you know, you see a guy starting to drive at you from the 3-point line, you know, just get your hands up and just try to see if you can take a charge on him, because, I mean, I don't know, I just felt like that drive was it just seemed like it went in slow motion there. So, yeah, I would have liked to see, you know, Cogdill maybe try to draw a charge there and, you know, just kind of use your length to contest. But credit to Bondurant, you know, they've been attacking the basket here a lot early.
Falsgraf checks in for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays lead by 1 here. 21-22 is the score with around 5:55 left in the first half. Mudd on the left wing. Back to Gibson, top of the perimeter. 3-point shot from Gorsh is good. Great feed from Gibson. Gives Gorsh the open 3.
Yeah, Gorsh is scoring at all levels so far here early. You know, we saw him early get in the basket, now showing us that he can light it up from 3, and he's been having himself a good start to the game.
Gorsh, who fouled out last game against ADM, looking to still make an impact tonight. Had 12 points last game Bombers now off the missed shot. Gibson's layup is no good. But, you know, one of the great things that Gibson does is he's able to draw fouls, and he will go back to the free throw line.
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that, Brock. I think I talked about that a little bit first game, but it just seems like he is so great at drawing fouls and getting himself to the line. Like, I know this one was on the floor, but it just felt like in that ADM game, you know, he was constantly drawing fouls, you know, and eventually, you know, put himself to the line later on in the game, you know, where he went 6 or 6 from the line. So that is one thing that he does incredibly well.
Gorsh off the inbounds to Mudd in the right corner. Back to Gorsh. Gorsh, who just hit a 3 a couple minutes ago. They give it over to Gibson on the left side. He had an open man and Mudd down low, but the pass was sailed behind him. Out of bounds, Blue Jays ball.
Yeah, you know, this would be a great situation if we had replay, but I think if Mudd just sits there on the block, I think he may have had a wide open layup. So just a little miscommunication from those two.
Collison over to Freed for 3, no good. Rebound by White. White's been great so far down low for the Blue Jays on the offensive side. Collison guarded by Gibson. He's posting up, fades away. Tough shot, no good. Rebound by Cogdale. Great defense by the Bombers right there.
Yeah, you know, and that credit to Jude, you know, just playing straight up. And I would have liked to see Collison maybe, you know, try to drive around him there or not. I don't know, I'm just not a huge fan of that, you know, fadeaway shot. I know he can make it, but I think, you know, with a smaller Gibson on him, I think maybe could have gotten a better shot.
Gibson traveled. Ball did get tied up there. May have affected a little bit or resulted in that travel, but Blue Jays with the ball here. Miller swings it over the left side. Collison has a 3. No good. Rebound by Mudd. A lot of physical battles getting the rebounds tonight so far for both teams. Gorsh on the right side. He takes it in. Tried to find someone, but he was intercepted by Miller on that pass. Fast break. Miller by himself. Ball is stripped away. Gorsh now, fast break. He'll be going up against White. White strips it for a steal. On this end, we have Freed. Shot fake drive. Finds Collison down low. Collison turns, puts it up and in.
Yes, that is the type of shot I want to see Collison take, you know, that first time against Gibson. But, oh, kind of felt like a little meme going on right there, bro. Just constant turnovers back and forth. But finally get a basket here, and game's knotted up at 24.
It's been a great game so far. We're hitting the 3:30 mark here. Bombers with the ball. Like you mentioned, it's all tied up. Mudd, short corner, gives it to Gibson on the right side. Wing. Gibson drives in, triple team kick out. Gorsh fires another 3, no good. Almost offensive rebound opportunity from Mudd, but goes through his hands. Collison with the rebound. Other end, we have Freed. He turns around, tough shot. Doesn't get it to go, but man, he was really close from getting a 3-point play opportunity. Gorsh with the foul, his first, team 6. Next foul for the Bombers will put the Blue Jays in the bonus. Blue Jays have 5 team fouls currently. Eli Rouse and Jackson Brown check in, as well as Owen Greco. Gibson, Mudd, and Cogdale go to the bench. Zach Lyle checks in for the Blue Jays. Free throw is good, so the Bombers now trail 24-26 with a little over 3 minutes to go. Showing with the ball. And this zone has been an issue the last couple of minutes here for the Bomber offense. Rico, right corner to Brown, over the left side. Gorsh, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Gorsh looks, gives it to Schoen. He takes it in, loses the ball, draws a foul. So the shot clock will reset here.
Yeah, I love that drive there by Schoen, you know, trying to get to the middle of the zone. Like you mentioned, Brock, the Bombers kind of had a little bit of struggles here against that zone the past couple minutes. So I think, you know, like I always mention, get to the middle of the zone. So great job there by Schoen trying to split that in. Now you got yourselves a new shot clock.
Schoen, 3 is good off the feed from Brown. And the Bombers now have a 1-point lead.
Yeah, you know, and credit to the Bombers not really going away. There's been a couple times, you know, Bondurant may have had the chance to kind of break this thing open, but the Bombers have just stuck around. And, you know, as Bondurant gets a layup back there, you know, it just feels like the Bombers have been responding well all night long. So this has been a fun game to watch.
Grieco with the ball over the left wing. Three-point shot from Gorsh. Gorsh is feeling it from the three-point line tonight.
You know, I got to say it, Brock. Absolutely love a guy wearing number 14 lining it up from three for the Bombers, you know. Keep the tradition going, Mason Gorsh, attaboy.
Oh my Gorsh. Blue Jays with the ball. Freed, guarded by Schoen. Three-point shot is no good from Tanner Berggren. And off the rebound, a foul called, so it will be Bombers ball. And you can just feel it right here. The Bomber players feeling this swing of momentum, knowing that this is a huge possession as we get close to halftime.
Yeah, you know, and like, I wish I knew a little bit more about, you know, Tanner, but I mean, he was 3 for 3 from three-pointers last game, you know, and Rouse was sagging off him a lot there, so I don't know if that was, you know, just a, you know, thing that they talked about in film or what, but I mean, credit to Rouse there. I mean, I would assume Schertz was talking about that in film, you know, not really closing out to him hard there. That or Rouse just got away with one.
Grieco gets fouled on the drive, so the Bombers now are in the bonus one-on-one opportunity. I know it's only the second quarter, but man, this is a big trip for the Bombers at the line as they go and make the first one.
Yeah, that was Owen's first free throw of the year, so currently 100%, Brock.
How important is it to really have the lead and the momentum heading into half?
I mean, I think it definitely takes a big part, you know, because, I mean, this final 133, you know, if you can have the lead going into half, I mean, I feel like that's huge for this Bomber team, you know. I mean, you really don't want to, you know, give up. I mean, I guess I don't know what the final score will be, but, you know, you don't want to give up momentum going into the half, you know, after such a great half the Bombers have played. So it is definitely huge.
And a carry call. Blue Jays turning the ball over a lot here in the second quarter. Bombers ball now. And yet another big offensive possession for the Bombers here with 1:25 left in the first half.
Yeah, I was going to say, it seems like we've seen a lot more turnovers this, you know, second quarter, Brock, just compared to the first one, you know, with both teams as well. But, yeah, I don't know, it just feels like the pace is, not the pace, but the tempo just kind of slowed down a little bit here.
Gibson steps back, fires a three, no good. Rebound by Freed. A little heat check from Gibson as he made the first couple threes tonight for the Bombers. Freed steps back, gives it up. Down low, Collison. Collison is basically guarded by the entire team and is called for a foul. Not Collison, but someone else on the Bomber end. Gibson is called for the foul. That's his second. Something to look at as we get close to halftime.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Schertz will, well, maybe he'll get a sub here for him.
Collison's free throw is good.
Well, he's all let him play it out. All right.
Nolan Cogdill checks in for Eli Rouse. Collison's second free throw is also good. So 32-30 in favor of the Bombers here. 50 seconds left in the first half. Gorsh crosses over, takes it in. Amongst the trees, no good. And a couple of volleyball tips there. Blue Jays come up with the ball.
Yeah, you know, great job by Gorsh there, you know, not settling. I know he's been hot from three, but still getting to the rack there. And, you know, that's a great shot if I'm a coach there. So I'm not upset by that at all.
Blue Jays with the ball. It looks like they'll hold it here for one of the last shots. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. And we're getting close to 15 seconds left on the game clock. And a backcourt violation, so it will be Bombers ball.
Yeah, and I was going to say there, Gibson had to be careful there because I know he was coming up and he may have had the chance to get his third there, but, you know, great pressure by this Bomber defense, and now they got 13 seconds here to, you know, extend this lead for half.
13 seconds left. Bombers will probably hold it here for one shot. Gibson with the ball. He takes it in, kicks it out. Fire three from Schoen is good. Huge three for the Bombers, and that will do it for the first half, 35-30. Just like that, it's halftime. Bombers lead 35-30. Gibson with the pass to Schoen for the right corner three. Halftime entertainment will be the Ballard dance team, so we will step away for that. After that, we'll recap a little bit about the first half.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight our Ballard dance team will perform a conga routine. This routine was debuted at the state dance team competition last week, and the Ballard dance team placed second with this routine. Sit tight, this is sure to be a great performance. Give it up for the Ballard dance team. Thank you, ladies.
Halftime here at the hangar in tonight's men's basketball varsity matchup between the Ballard Bombers and the Bondurant-Farrar Blue Jays. Raccoon River Conference battle as always. What did you see in the first half from both teams, and what did you like, and what do you want to see for improvements?
Yeah, you know, I mean, it was a pretty up-tempo game for the most part of that first half there. You know, a lot of scoring and, you know, a lot of good basketball, I thought. So, I mean, I like from the Bombers the way that they were attacking that Bondurant zone and, you know, really not settling for threes. You know, I mean, they obviously, you know, hit some threes there, which were huge in that first half, but I didn't feel like they were really settling for threes, you know, and sometimes it's easy against the zone, you know, to settle for threes just because, you know, it's kind of what they give you. But I thought the Bombers did a great job, you know, attacking that zone and, you know, really kind of taking what the defense was giving them, I guess, in a way. So really impressed there from the Bombers on that side of the ball. For the Bondurant, I was really impressed. You know, I feel like, honestly, I can say the same about them. I mean, they were playing their strength as well, and they had a lot of points down low, and I didn't really feel like they were settling for much threes as well. So they were using their size, and I like that a lot from them. You know, a couple things I think the Bombers can focus on, you know, is first off, you know, focus on rotations. I know a couple times, you know, I saw throughout that first half, they were just a little bit behind on rotations there as, you know, they're trying to stop this size from Bondurant. So I feel like rotations is big for the Bombers to focus on in the second half, you know, making sure you're where you're supposed to be on defensive end. And then another thing is get back in transition. I mean, Bondurant loves to run, as we saw, so I feel like the Bombers, you know, can really limit Bondurant from, you know, getting out and getting those easy transition points. I feel like that can go a long way, you know, and making Bondurant, you know, play the entire shot clock is something I feel like will benefit the Bombers. You know, I still think Bondurant will be able to hit shots, but, you know, I just feel like Bondurant got a lot of points in transition there. And then, you know, for Bondurant, something I'd like to see is, you know, that I would like to see them improve on, you know, is, you know, I recognize that last play there, you know, when Jude was driving and, you know, he had a wide open kick out three, I believe it was showing, right? And, you know, I would like to see, you know, Bondurant's rotations as well. I mean, it just felt like the Bombers, when they're attacking, they've had a lot of easy reads, in my opinion, when they're driving, you know. So, I mean, if you're the help defender there in that last situation, you know, and you see Gibson driving, I mean, you either commit or you don't. I mean, it just felt like he was, you know, halfway there, and, you know, it just led to an easy three for the Bombers. So, you know, I would like to see Bondurant improve on that as well. But for the most part, very good first half by both teams.
Yeah, and I mean, I want to focus a little more on the transition game that Bondurant's had. I just feel like with how many opportunities they had, it feels like they should be up, and even up, maybe even double digits. It just seems like they've had opportunity after opportunity on the fast break, whether that's forcing turnovers or getting out quick off of a miss. So it's kind of shocking to see them down 5. And I mean, looking at last week, Ballard was up early in the second half and ended up being down at one point by double digits. So definitely expect Bondurant to bounce back here in the second half and run out and get in transition even more, because they were either able to get easy points or draw fouls, which could be proven to be a factor as Juke picked up 2 fouls off of those transitions. Yes,
I would agree, Brock. I know that third quarter from the Bombers last game, I mean, it was really not ideal. They just really could not make any shots, and I wouldn't say it really affected their effort, but I mean, I don't know, as a player, when you just don't see shots going, I mean, it's hard to, you know, to continue to keep playing the way that you are. And, you know, they got a lot of momentum right now, you know, coming in the half. But, you know, coming out, you cannot just sit on it and, you know, just kind of be content, if that makes sense. You know, you got to keep your foot on the gas and continue playing the way that you have been, you know. And, you know, that starts with, you know, making sure Bondurant does not get a lot of second chance opportunities. I highlighted that in my notes before the game, and I feel like Bondurant, I mean, they've had their chances, but I mean, I feel like they'll, for the most part, Ballard's done a pretty solid job at keeping them off the glass. I don't know, it's kind of what I expected, I guess, but I mean, yeah, I just really think this third quarter is huge for the Bombers, you know, and not sitting on your lead. So it'll be interesting to see here how they come out, and I expect Bondurant to come out strong.
Definitely, it's going to be a barn burner for sure. This 5-point lead is a big lead, really, for a game like this, with how close and competitive it's been. And I mean, I've enjoyed pretty much every minute so far tonight. I love highly competitive high school basketball. It's sometimes the last couple years, it's been kind of rare to see very close competitive games between the men's and women's teams, with how great they've been over the last couple years. So seeing other Raccoon River Conference teams being as competitive is great to see. And
I didn't know if you're trying to set me up there, like on our podcast, keep saying the word competitive. Or
yeah, for a little advertising.
Yeah, Max would get that one, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I mean, I was just thinking, you know, I mean, it has been a very competitive first half, and I was wondering, you know, how many lead changes we saw. I feel like, you know, it just kept going back and forth. I mean, I would guess at least like 5 or 6. I would feel like, I mean, it was going back and forth there a long time, and I mean, you know, the Bombers obviously got a 5-point lead now, but yeah, I mean, it just seemed like no team could pull away that first half.
We're getting ready here, almost a minute away from starting the third quarter. Bombers lead 35-30 against Bondurant-Farrar. A huge game to open up the season against, well, not open up the season, to start the season. Hopefully, Bombers can come out with a win here, start 2-0, both in conference play and just overall record, as they will play, I think, Boone this Friday. So we'll take a trip over to Boone and get to meet up with a familiar face.
My man, Coach Hicks. Yeah. We're not going to be there, are we?
We're not going to be broadcasting,
Gotcha.
but, you know, we might take a trip just to see my boy Rusty.
I'm not even kidding. I'm trying to think now what I got Friday. I don't think anything. I might actually mark that down on my schedule now.
Might have to.
I love Rusty, but yeah, no, the Bombers got to focus on finishing out this game first before even look ahead to Friday. But that will be a fun game though against former coach Rusty Hicks.
I mean, for us, we can look ahead because we're announcers. We don't have any impact in the game.
That is very true. That's the nice thing about being up here with you, Brock. It's a lot less stressful up here, too. I feel like Jay Wright, you know, I don't know if you saw or the game he was doing with Oklahoma and Villanova, but just saying, you know, how much more relaxed he was, you know, calling the game than actually coaching. And
oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. But anyways.
That's exactly why I started doing this a lot earlier. Not because I was, you know, bad at basketball or anything.
No, definitely not.
Bombers with the ball here. Start out the third quarter of play, and quick steal for Pfaltzgraff. And right away, Gorsh comes up with a steal of his own. Quick pass to Mudd. His shot is sent back. Cogdill gets the offensive rebound, and he flips it up and in.
Yeah, great job there by the Bombers. You know, I mean, I thought Bondurant was going to be easy layup there, but good job by them getting back and transition like we mentioned, Brock, and they're off to a good start here in the second half.
Freed tried to take it in, but Gibson comes up with a steal. Nice spin and draws a foul, so it will be Ballard ball.
Yeah, you know, I mean, Jim gets a lot of love on the offensive end, but
I think
really,
his defensive game is underrated.
Yes, I do too, Brock. I do too. I mean, I don't know. Do we have how many steals he had last game? 2 steals? I mean, I felt like he had a lot more last game and definitely this game. But
and like it's not even that he got. Those are off of the steals he got credited for.
Yeah,
because there's steals that he helped
like
establish.
Just how many deflections as well would be awesome to know.
Gorsh with the ball on the left side. Mudd in the left corner. Bombers with a 7-point lead early on here in the third quarter. Showing by the Slater sticker on the court. Cogdill fires the left corner 3, no good. Rebound by Freed. Cogdill, after I think going scoreless in the first half, 2 quick shots, going 1 for 2 so far here in the third quarter. That shot is no good. Rebound by Cogdill. Bombers now with the ball. Gorsh on the right side gets a screen from Cogdill, gives it over to Cogdill. He posts up, looking to get something here. Tough shot, no good. Great defense from Everett White and the Bondurant-Farrar Blue Jays. Down low, shot from Jackson Freed is good.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Cogdill there. Probably passed that one out last possession. I was going to mention as well, Brock. I felt like that was his first 3 that he took a couple possessions ago this entire game because he had 7 before.
Mudd draws a foul. We'll go to the line for 2 free throws. Yeah, you mentioned Cogdill had 7 threes that you said last game.
Looks like he went 2 for 7.
Being more selective with the shots, which is not a bad thing for someone who's getting some of his first varsity minutes here at Ballard. I mean, he showed that he can stroke it from the 3-point line, had 2, and one of them was one of the biggest threes of the game, tying the game against ADM last week. Mudd did make that free throw right there, but yeah, he's being more selective tonight, which isn't a bad thing at all. Bombers lead, so can't complain.
Speaking of selective, my boy Miles right there, great drive by him, just recognizing, how the defense was playing him. And I don't know, I love watching Miles play. I really do. I know he's a baseball guy, but he's just very smart out there. I feel like he's a very high IQ for being a baseball guy,
And Pfaltzgraff is fouled down low. Let's see who that's on. Is that on Jude? Nope, Mason Gorsh. That's his second. Team's first of the half. And off the inbounds, a 3-point shot is no good. Rebound by Collison. He puts it up and in. Great effort from Colby Collison. Just grab the rebound, push everybody out of the way, and get an easy deuce. Gibson, nice pass inside the Gorsh. He tries to body his way inside. Layup is no good. Rebound by White. And off the deflection, off that pass, kick ball called, so it will be Blue Jay ball.
Yeah, I love that set there from the Bombers on the offensive end. I mean, almost had a wide open layup there, but, you know, credit to Bondurant not giving up on the play and, you know, forced a tough shot there from Gorsh. But, I don't know, I really like the sets here I've seen tonight from Coach Schertz. Might have to get in that playbook here after the game.
Gonna run that in your next rec league?
Yeah. No, alumni game.
Alumni game, yes.
Yeah.
Ball was deflected by Gibson, out of bounds, will remain Bondurant ball. So Pfaltzgraff has it. Blue Jays currently trail 34-39. 5:14 left in the third quarter. And that pass did hit the out of bounds marker, so it will be Bombers ball. Crucial turnover for the Bombers.
I believe it was Gorsh there on defensive effort, but great job by him, you know, using the baseline as your friend. I mean, really forced him right into that situation and causing the turnover. So great job by Gorsh playing to the top foot there.
Speaking of Gorsh, he feeds Mudd in the right corner. Cogdell fires a three, top of the perimeter. It is good. So maybe being more selective with his shots is a plus as he makes that three, now 1 for 2 from behind the arc.
Yeah, a great shot there by Cogdell. You know he's ready to start stroking some threes here eventually, but as Bondurant gets a layup of their own, and we're still going back and forth, feels like.
Berggren with the bucket for the Blue Jays. Gibson thought about the three, now gives it up to Schoen. Over to Mudd to the right side, Gorsh. Guarded by Collison. He gets a screen from Cogdell. Gorsh tries to get it down low to Cogdell, but the ball is stolen away. Pfaltzgraff with the steal. Collison in transition, layup, rolls around and in. Only a 4-point lead now for the Bombers.
Yeah, I don't mind the idea there from Gorsh in the offensive end. You know, you had him, but I think, you know, the defender may have came a little bit sooner than what he thought. So, you know, I don't mind it, but tough turnover there from the Bombers.
Gibson with the ball, he gives it to Schoen, top of the perimeter. He shot fakes. Now they swing it over the right side. Cogdell, who has a three so far here in the third quarter. Now Gorsh. Gorsh guarded by Collison. Great ball movement by the Bombers on this possession. Gibson's shot was deflected, but a foul called, and he will go to the line.
Yeah, great job by Jude there late in the shot clock, not settling and getting himself to the rim and doing what he does best, Brock, drawing fouls.
Fouls on Pfaltzgraff, that's his third. Gibson to the line. Free throw, good. Schoen checks out, Grieco checks in for the Bombers. One more free throw here from Gibson. This one rattles in and out, and the rebound to White. Bondurant now on offense. Everett White takes to the hoop on Mudd. Shot is no good, rebound by Gorsh. Great contest from Mudd, while also not fouling as well. Steal by Pfaltzgraff. He has to take to the hoop. Shot is no good. Great foul by Grieco. Able to
I was just going to say that,
easy
bro.
bucket.
I think you hurt me the first time around. Much better there by Owen. You know, making sure, don't give him anything easy. You know, make him run it from the line. So, great job there by Owen. I wonder if Schertz maybe said something on the sidelines there, but yeah, make him run it from the line.
That is his third personal, as Pfaltzgraff's first free throw is no good. So that may come into a factor later on in the game.
Yep.
But either way, it was obviously a good take because prevented at least 1 point. A timeout called by Bondurant after that made free throw. Bombers lead 43-39 here in Huxley, Iowa. Yeah, so far it's been a lot, again, just like the last couple quarters, been gritty, tough defense and offensive basketball.
Yeah, I mean, neither team's going to be going away here down the stretch, Brock. So, as you say, buckle up.
Buckle up.
Yeah, but no, yeah, I've been really impressed here, both teams. I mean, Bondurant starting to get a lot more. I feel like they're starting to force a lot more turnovers here late in their game. So, Bombers got to be more careful in the offensive end, you know, just be strong with the ball, you know, keep continuing making good decisions. But, I mean, yeah, it's been just a great game all around.
I mean, for viewership-wise, we're kind of competing with some other big schools with both Waukees facing each other tonight. But, I mean, this game might be better than that one. Who knows? I don't know what the score is of that game currently, but we might be the game of the night. We just don't know it yet.
Yeah, I wonder what the score of that game is. Yeah, that'd be a fun game to watch.
Oh, definitely. Two of the top recruits in the state in that game, led by, you know, Omaha, that everybody's watching this year.
Yeah, that would be a heck of a game to watch.
But we got a great game here as well. Bombers lead 43-39. A little less than 3:15 left in the third quarter. Gorsh fires a three. He hits it. Man, Mason Gorsh has just been feeling it tonight from the three-point line.
He has been. Great find there also by Gibson. I didn't know if he was going to be able to get that one off, but great pass there by Gibson, and great job by Gorsh, as always, being ready to shoot.
Blue Jays looking to respond here. Freed loses the ball, regains the possession. He's double teamed by Schoen and Gorsh. Loose ball, foul. Gorsh looked like he poked the ball loose, but a foul called. And that will be his third. So Bombers starting to pick up some fouls that are going to come crucial here if this game continues to be close.
Yeah, I wonder if Jackson Brown is coming in here to get him a sub, but Gorsh got to be really careful here on this possession not to get another one.
Freed picks up his dribble, gives over to Falsgrass on the right wing. He takes it in on Grieco, and Grieco reaches in and is called for a foul. That's his fourth. So maybe some more subs coming in here.
I would imagine Mudd is coming in for him. Yep.
So both Mudd and Jackson Brown check in for Grieco, who has 4 personal fouls, and Gorsh, who has 3. Blue Jays get it in. Collison to Falsgraf. 3 is good.
Yeah, big time 3 there from Falsgraf. I mean, he finished with 20 points last game, Brock. You know, only coming in the season before, he was averaging 3.5 points per game. So big time shot there by him.
And he gets the block against Mudd right there. So Falsgraf having 2 big plays last couple possessions. Here come the Blue Jays in transition. Freed takes it in, kick out, shot fake by Winner over to Falsgraf. Falsgraf pulls up, 15-footer is good. 3 great possessions from just Falsgraf by himself.
Yeah, he's starting to come alive here for Bondurant down the stretch, so see if the Bombers can counter that of their own.
Gibson with the ball, top of the perimeter, over to Rouse in the right elbow. He fakes the handoff. Now gives it to Gibson. Gibson takes it in on the right side. Nice pass to Schoen for 3. It is good. What a pass from Jude Gibson. I don't know if he was looking for Schoen there, but he was able to find someone.
I forget. I couldn't tell who was cutting there, but I thought at first he was throwing it at a cutter, but I mean, he has incredible vision when he's driving.
And a tough shot from Falsgraf is no good, but a rebound by White, and he's able to hit it. I called White Winner a couple of possessions ago. I just realized the reason I said that is because we played ADM, who had someone named Winner.
The W's.
They'll
get you.
Yep. Winner, Boar, White, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Gibson with the ball. Bombers lead 49-46. Gibson takes to the hoop, draws a foul, and he will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, he's just fun to watch, bro. I mean, just really crafty on the offensive end. I mean, just he knows how to get fouls, and I just can't say it enough. I mean, I'm just really impressed here with watching June, and a reminder, his second game as a varsity player, so looking very mature here.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned it in the first game. I don't think this guy plays like a freshman at all.
No,
just the experience that he has playing outside of high school and middle school sports has just shown to be an X factor for him, just feeling right at home on this court. I mean, hits the game winner against ADM, has 12 points so far tonight. So, I mean, he's going to be a great player for this Bomber team for years to come.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just glad I don't have to play him in the alumni game.
a couple years you will.
Yeah, don't remind me.
Gibson goes 2-2, checks out as Gorsh checks back in. Gorsh has 3 fouls, so keep that in mind here on this defensive possession. 45 seconds left here in the third quarter. Showing on the court as well as Mudd, Mason Gatchell, Nolan Cogdell, and Mason Gorsh. Collison takes to the hoop. His shot is good over the sophomore Miles Mudd.
Yeah, I mean, I've been really impressed, with Bondurant offense as well. I mean, they are not selling for threes whatsoever. I mean, they're just getting whatever they want at the rack, and credit to them for not going away from it and just continuing to do what's helping them out. So, been a close game here this third quarter, and see if the Bombers can get another one.
Mudd with the ball, 9 seconds left. Gatchell fires a 3. It is way off, out of bounds. It will be Blue Jays ball.
It may have shot that one there a little bit too early, but I mean, I don't mind though the look there from Gatchell. I mean, you're wide open at the top of the key, so I get that, firing it up.
Falscraft with the ball, 3 seconds, gives it up. 3-point shot to end the quarter is no good off the front of the rim. And I mean, you said it earlier, buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. We got a fourth quarter that is going to be a fun one to watch. 51-48, the Bombers lead here in Huxley, Iowa. Raccoon River Conference battle. Every team wants to start 2-0 on the year, but only one will leave this gym 2-0.
Yeah, for sure, Brock, for sure. I mean, going to this fourth quarter here, I mean, I would imagine no one tenses up here, but I mean, it's going to be a close game down the stretch. So I think the huge thing for both teams, is just continuing to play the way that you are, and, don't settle at all. I mean, I just love the way both the teams are getting to the rack. I mean, I just feel like a lot of great shots have been taken. I really feel like there's been very minimal times where I'm just kind of questioning, the shot selection from both teams. So credit to both of these teams tonight, really playing to their strengths, and I've enjoyed the heck out of this game so far. I
mean, I'm just happy it's a close game. And not just, a snooze fest blowout, because being on, like basically 2 hours of sleep, I probably would be struggling. Yeah. So I'm happy that this game is close. It's keeping me energized, keeping me awake. And let's get this fourth quarter rolling here. Bombers lead by 3.
For sure, Brock. I mean, I'm still waiting on the energy drinks from our guy Dan, but, it's all right. It's a close game.
Maybe next game.
Yeah.
Blue Jays start with the ball here in the fourth quarter. White with the ball down low to Collison. Collison is triple team. Kick out, Falscraft for 3. That is good. Collison, who's been double team, triple team, guarded by the entire team, usually is just put it up, but this time he kicks it out for the easy 3.
Yeah, great job there by Collison. Just taking what the defense gives you. Not forcing a tough shot there. You got Falscraft, who's been hot recently, so just continue feeding the hot shooter, and great offensive possession there.
Gibson, circus shot is good. Basically put the ball all everywhere on that shot.
Yeah, looking like you in open gym.
Yeah, and a foul there. That will be on Gorsh. That's his 4th.
Yeah,
definitely
I think he's
be
gonna
looking
get
at
subbed
that.
out here, yep.
So Owen Greco will check in for Mason Gorsh. Greco does have 4 as well, but when it comes to players, you don't want to lose Gorsh here in this close game.
No, yeah, you definitely don't. And yeah, you can't keep him in here if you're Coach Schertz. And smart decision there, and now Bondurant has the lead for the first time it feels like in a while.
Collison hits that 3, which gives Bondurant the lead. Like you said, Bombers now looking to regain the lead. Gibson fires a 3 of his own, no good. Rebound by Collison. Collison's just played amazing so far tonight.
He has, Brock. He's been great all game long for Bondurant, just feel like he's been great decisions.
And a 3-point shot for Bondurant's no good. Rebound by Falscraft. He puts it up and in. And I mean, can't really do much more than what Greco was doing down low, defending that shot. He has 4 fouls, so you don't want to pick up that 5th one. And the Bombers will call a timeout here as Bondurant-Farrar takes a 3-point lead heading into this timeout.
Yeah, you know, like I mentioned coming into the game, one of the big things for the Bombers is being able to rebound the ball and, you know, and kind of keep Bondurant out of those second chance opportunities. And, I mean, Bondurant has just been feasting here in the paint, Brock, so far this fourth quarter. And, you know, the Bombers, I mean, I know it's tough. I mean, they don't have the size advantage, but just got to try to find a way to get a body on someone and really try to clear them out of the paint there. But sometimes, though, it's a lot easier said than done, so.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, I'm curious to see here what Shirts has drawn up here for a little ATO, but would imagine it would be something with either Gibson or Cogdale. Maybe a pick and pop three. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, last game, the Bombers were huge at building momentum out of timeouts with all those plays that, you know, Shirts has in his back pocket. So we'll see what he has here for the Bomber offense. Down by 3 here with 6:32 left in the fourth quarter. I mean, just two amazing games to start the year. It's been fun.
Yeah, it has been. Just coming around the wire both games.
I don't know if I can handle another game winner.
I just want to hear a voice crack on the game winner.
Oh, I'll be all Gus Johnson
Yeah.
if we hit it. Or if we even get to that situation.
True.
Bombers with the ball. Gibson takes it in, kicks it out. Showing 3, no good. Ball's tipped, out of bounds. They say Cogdale was the last one to touch it, so it will be Blue Jays ball.
Yeah, I love that look there. Great set by Shirts. You know, had a wide open 3. You know, had Jude driving to his dominant hand and made a great read. Just couldn't get to go.
Gatchel will check in for Grieco. Great move there from Shirts, as Grieco does have 4 personal fouls. Blue Jays with the ball, up 3. Getting close to the 6-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. White guarded by Cogdale. Blue Jays get it inside. Shot no good. Offensive rebound by White. His shot does not count, or wasn't good anyways, but foul called, so he will go to the line for a free throw.
Yeah, and Bondurant just still dominating on the offensive glass, Brock. I just think that's absolutely been killing the Bombers here recently.
I mean, that's kind of how the Tigers last game, ADM against Ballard, kind of got back into the game and ended up taking a big lead, was those offensive rebounds and getting out quickly in transition. So Blue Jays doing the similar thing, and it's resulted in a 4-point lead so far here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it felt like Benetti had like 20 offensive rebounds that game.
Yes. Second one for Collison goes. Blue Jays lead 58-53. Gibson with the ball. Gives it to Mudd. Mudd top of the perimeter, over to Gorsh. Gorsh shot fake. He drives in, finds Cogdale. Kick out, shot fake. 15-footer from Gorsh is good. Man, that's just a shooter's touch right there. Difficult shot as the Blue Jay defender had a hand right in his face.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was a great contest there from Bondurant, and just sometimes good offense beats good defense, Brack.
Miller with the ball for the Blue Jays. He gives it over to White. Down low. Blue Jays work it back out. False grab down low to Freed. His shot is good.
Yeah, luckily aren't in college there. May have seen a flop warning there from Gorsh, but he's trying to.
He would have fouled out in that situation.
Yeah, he would have.
Gibson with the ball. He takes it in. Shot is sent back by Freed. Blue Jays in transition. Freed takes to the hoop. His shot is good. I mean, momentum is all on the side of the Blue Jays right now.
Yeah, and if you're the Bombers, I mean, you just got to stop ball there in transition. It was just too easy of a drive there for the Blue Jays.
Gorsh takes it in, kicks it out to Schoen. Schoen thought about the 3, now fires. That shot is no good. Rebound by White and the Blue Jay defense. So now, I mean, there's an opportunity for the Blue Jays to be up 10 here if they get a 3. 4:30 left in the fourth quarter. Collison over the right wing. Down low is Freed. He is double teamed by the Bomber defense. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Collison guarded by Schoen. Long 2, no good, but another offensive rebound and another shot. I mean, Everett White, what a play to get that offensive rebound and the layup.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like it's been the story of this second half, right? Just offensive rebounds for Bondurant, and I felt like overall it's a great defensive possession for the Bombers, but when you can't box out, and sometimes just get bailed out like that, and it's just tough.
Cogdale was the one on the foul. Timeout called by Bondurant-Farrar. 4:06 left in the fourth quarter. Bondurant leads 65-55.
I will mention the Bombers were kind of in a similar situation last game, with around 4 minutes left. They were trailing and things were kind of getting away from them, but they made it quite interesting, you could say, down the stretch. So still plenty of time left in this game for the Bombers, and I really wanted to highlight, from last game, it felt like this is really similar, Brock. It just felt like the Bombers' offense kind of leading up to this 4-minute mark last game was kind of questionable, and I feel like it's kind of been here tonight as well. I mean, I know I mentioned earlier I was really impressed with the shot selection, but I feel like Bombers may have, I don't know, I haven't been as impressed with the shot selection here down the stretch. So those final 4 minutes of that ADM game, I was very impressed with the shot selection. So I still think there's a lot of time left in this game for the Bombers, and see if they can try to recreate what they did against ADM last Friday.
All I will say is, thank gosh there's shot clocks.
Yes. Yes, amen. Another shot clock praise. I love it, Brock. Amen.
Bombers with the ball here, getting right at the 4-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Bombers down by 10. Gibson with the ball, defended by Falsgraf. Shot fake, shot sent back by Falsgraf. It's a really tough shot and great defense from Falsgraf to send that back.
Yes, I love the play there from Gibson, but I feel like you just got to go up into him there. Just can't be fading away against a taller defender.
Freed down low, defended by Mudd. His shot is no good, but a foul called, so he will go to the line.
Yeah, tough break there from Mudd. He felt like he went straight up, but may have got caught there with the armbar. I wasn't sure, but, just the story of the second half is just Blue Jays dominating with their size.
First one is good from Freed. Second one also good. 12-point lead for the Blue Jays. We're getting close to desperation time if you're the Bomber offense. Schoen over to Gorsh. Gorsh fires a long three, no good. Tipped around, rebound by Schoen. Schoen takes it in, tough shot, no good. And I mean, it will stay Bombers ball, but man, they just cannot get anything to fall here.
Yeah, just kind of unfortunate for the Bombers down the stretch, Not the part of the game where you can't get shots to fall in. Just kind of been going that way for them.
Timeout by the Bombers, 3:21 left in the fourth quarter. 55-67 is the score. Bombers will take it out here after the timeout. 3:21 left in the fourth quarter. They trail 55-67 against Bondurant-Farrar. Gibson will inbound it for a cross look for the Bombers. Gibson looking. Gives it to Gorsh over in the right corner. He will fade away for a really tough shot. Credit to him for making it. And a timeout called?
I think so.
Yep, timeout
yes.
Ballard. The weirdest timeout I've ever seen.
Yeah, Coach Shirts with the Scott Drew impression, Brad. If you got him, might as well use him, right?
Can't take him to the bank.
Yeah, exactly. But big shot there by Gorsh, in an absolutely needed situation. He delivered, and tough shot as well. But man, I've been pretty impressed with the Bondurant defense as well down the stretch. I mean, I will say, I think the Bombers kind of been settling a little bit, but I also think it's been, a part because Bondurant's defense has gotten a lot better as well. But yeah, no, it's been a great game here, Brock, and still got 3:16 left.
Bombers applying a little bit of a pressure here. Back off a little bit. And Gatchel deflects it, has to save it, loses it, so the Blue Jays still have it here. Almost a huge turnover for the Bombers. Inside shot from Freed is no good, but a foul called against Schoen.
Yeah, and just an unfortunate break there for the Bombers. I mean, almost had a, fast break layup pretty much on turnover, and next thing you know, Bondurant's at the line shooting 2 here.
It's kind of the story of this last quarter and a half. Just unfortunate break for the Bombers on everything. Not like saying that foul was bad. Like they just can't catch a break with overall everything.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I will say, credit to Bondurant down the stretch here. And about just jinx, I was gonna say they've been making their free throws down the stretch, but of course, announcers jinx.
Helps us. Gibson kicks it out to Cogdale. He's posting up down low, fades away, tough shot, no good. Rebound to Falsgraf. I don't know if that's necessarily a shot that Schertz wants the offense to be shooting at this point in the game. Inside, great ball movement from Miller to White for the easy 2. Gorsh fires a tough 3, rattles in and out, rebound by Collison. And I mean, we're getting to the point where it's getting close to getting to the point of no return.
Yeah, credit again to the Bondurant's defense. They've been great down the stretch, and along with their offense. I feel like this upper class team, has really played to their strengths down the stretch. They weren't panicking at halftime, and I feel like their maturity is really shown the second half.
Gatchel checks in for Gorsh. And I mean, we talked about it right before half, how important it is to have momentum and the lead heading into the half. But sometimes being down gives you the momentum, knowing that you have the opportunity to play spoiler and come back. And that's what Bondurant is doing right here. They currently have a 70-57 lead.
Yep, and it looks like Bondurant will be in the double bonus here, the final 2 minutes. So may have a long 2 minutes here, so I know that's not what you want to do here, Brock.
I am way past my bedtime. Free throw from Cole Miller is good. And I mean, looking at the scoreboard, just credit to the entire Bondurant-Farrar Blue Jay lineup, as that free throw's no good. Rebound by Gibson. They have just been sharing the ball, getting easy buckets, as Gibson gets an easy layup right there. Multiple players, 4 players according to the scoreboard, as Gibson gets the steal and the layup, but multiple players in double digits. Ball's tipped. Here we go. Cogdale is shaken up here on the play.
I'm not sure. You see what happened?
I am not. I think there was a collision or something.
Looks like he's holding his head there, so I hope everything's all right.
Luckily, we have the best trainer in the game, Jordan, along with his Iowa State interns.
Amen. I was waiting for Jordan's shout out, and glad we got one again.
Sucks that we have to mention it during an injury.
True,
but
yes. It's never good when we have to mention his name. Sorry, Jordan, but yeah, hope Cogdale will be all right there. But, credit to the Bombers not giving up here. I mean, sorry, Brock, I hate saying it, but you already know what I'm about to say. It feels like maybe a UNI Texas A&M situation.
I knew exactly what you were going to say.
You're never going to let that one down, buddy, but good to see Cogdale get up here. I'm guessing it looks like it was something with his head, and he's kind of limping, but hopefully Jordan can get him all right over there on the sidelines.
With that, I think it was Grieco who checks in for him. So Bombers with the ball here. We're getting close to the 130 mark. Down by 10. Gorsh, shot fake drive, takes it in. Inside hand finish is good. Timeout Bombers.
Just when you thought the game was over. Here we are, 8-point game, 1:29 left. I mean, still a lot of time left. Bondurant's got to be able to, take care of the ball down the stretch and hit free throws. I mean, the Bombers are going to be pressing you this final 130, so, I mean, just got to be strong with the ball, smart with it as well, you know, and just make good decisions down the stretch here if you're Bondurant, because you know the Bombers are going to be in your grill.
So Bombers will be on defense here after the timeout. They currently trail 63-71, 1:29 left on the clock. Falsgraf with the ball. He's guarded by Gibson. Bombers applying pressure. And there's a foul, so Cole Miller will go to the line for the Blue Jays.
Man, that's just brutal there for the Bombers. He had 2 more seconds there to just hold him and bail him out with a foul. And it looked like, I mean, he had his back pretty much to the half-court line. So just a brutal break there for the Bombers. Just didn't want to foul there, but put him on the line here. So free throws will be big for Bondurant on the stretch.
First free throw is good. Second one also good. 10-point lead for the Blue Jays. Grieco with the ball. Hands it off to Gibson. Gibson screen from Mudd. Gibson takes it in. Tough layup, no good. It was sent back by White. Out of bounds, so remain Bombers ball.
Yeah, great job by Gibson there, getting to the rack, you know. I mean, you still got plenty of time, don't need to settle here, but Bondurant size, you know, just showing up right there.
Down low into Gibson. Gibson's shot is sent back again by Falsgraf. Great defense again from the Blue Jays. Basically, Blue Jays just playing keep away here with 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Falsgraf down low to White. White's shot no good. Gibson fouls.
Yeah, and it looks like Bombers won't get it done here tonight, but, you know, I still feel like it was a positive game for them, you know, up until kind of, you know, the halfway point. I mean, maybe not halfway point, but, you know, early here in the fourth quarter, I just feel like Bondurant's sides really dominated them down the stretch, and, you know, it's just kind of hard to win the rebound battle, you know, and, you know, they got a lot, you know, more size than you, but, I mean, overall, though, solid night from the Bombers, you know, really can't hang your head there. I mean, Bondurant's a very good team, so, you know, nothing to hang your head about.
Free throws are good. Best part about conference plays, you get to play everybody twice. So Blue Jays play spoiler here at the hangar here in Huxley, as that 3 from Gorsh is good. But the Bombers will have an opportunity to play spoiler down in Bondurant later on this season.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So Bombers only down 9, but there is only 37 seconds left in the game, so not sure what it's going to take, but Bombers aren't giving up.
You know what it's going to take, Brock. Sorry, dude. I'm just being mean to you tonight.
It's all right.
I didn't mean it. But yeah, no, I think, though, I mean, obviously losing Cogdale down the stretch there didn't help at all for the Bombers, and, you know, hope everything's all right with him, but, yeah, I mean, just, I don't know, I'm really impressed with this Bondurant team. I mean, they looked great down the stretch, you know, I mean, I still felt like they were fine the first half. You know, Ballard just played a very good game the first half, but, you know, it'll be interesting to see how Bondurant finishes, you know, the Raccoon River Conference down the year, but I've been very impressed with them tonight. Oh, Dan, no, Dan lost his car. No, I'm just kidding.
No car keys are lost up here in the booth. Stolen by Rouse. Showing over to Gibson. Gibson needs to fire up a three. His shot is sent back, and it was off him. Oh, I guess it wasn't off him.
I thought it was off him as well, but
fine by me, I guess. I don't know. This has just been a really weird last quarter and a half for the Bombers. Just everything is falling off the truck. Gorsh, long three, rattles in. I mean, he's had an amazing game, so there's a couple positive aspects to look at it with this game as the ball is deflected. Mudd now with it, 15 seconds left. Gorsh, no good. Rebound by Schoen, kicks it out. Gorsh, shot fake, fades away, tough three, almost goes in. Bombers don't get the rebound, foul called, and that should pretty much do it with 4 seconds left.
oh my gosh, I thought that one from the volleyball line was going in. Holy cow. Well, that's why you never write a game off, Brock. You never know what can happen on the stretch, but wow, almost had something crazy just happen there, but great. I mean, credit to the Bombers. They're still playing hard here down the stretch.
Miller's free throw, no good.
I mean,
Too bad
imagine
there's
if
no-
Gorsh made that three.
Oh, that would have been
and-
huge.
Man.
I wish there was advance the ball off of a timeout.
Yeah. That would be nice.
Second free throw, also no good. The ball goes out of bounds. It will be Bombers ball. There's 4 seconds left, so I'm
Man,
not sure
we
what fans are
almost
complaining
had
about.
a 3-point game.
Yes.
Wow.
They get it into Gibson. Gibson dribbles it up. He trips, puts up a shot, no good. It will be a win for the Bondurant-Farrar Blue Jays. Bombers fall to 1-1, both in the regular, non-conference overall record and conference record. And I mean, great game by the Bondurant-Farrar Blue Jays, and honestly, great game for the Bombers too, being able to stick in it. I mean, this Blue Jay team was a lot more experienced with Collison and company, and so yeah, that's pretty much my takeaways of the game. What was your takeaway?
Yeah, I mean, I think just, I mentioned a lot in the second half. I just feel like their size just really kind of, took over for Bondurant down the stretch, and just Bombers just really couldn't handle it. And I mean, sometimes just having the more size in the other team, kind of pays off. But I mean, I also think the veteran experience of this Bondurant team also played a huge factor as well. And I was very impressed though with this Ballard team as well. I mean, they got some young pieces. They also have some experience, but like we mentioned coming this season, Brock, they had a lot of turnover, and so far this season, I mean, I've been pretty impressed, with the way that they've been able to hang around here, and we still got a lot of basketball left to play the rest of the year, but these first 2 games, so far here early, I've been impressed with the way the Bombers are playing. So it'll be interesting to see how things go the next couple of weeks, and like you mentioned, it might have to take a trip to Boone Friday, see old friend Rusty Hicks, but yeah.
Yeah, the Bombers are on the road against Boone this Friday. Should be 2 great games for both the women's and men's teams. And even though the Bombers do fall 69-75 tonight, it's 2 games in the season. It's early.
Amen.
It's early, so a lot of basketball left to be played. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's doubleheader broadcast. Both Bombers played tonight, men's and women's teams 1-1 on the night against the Blue Jays. Varsity-wise, women's take the W and the boys fell. So with that, for Chase Winterbore and myself, Brock Bierman, and our tech guy, Dan Ingsler, thank you for tuning in to tonight's game here on the Ballard Network.